Hello guys, we are Karen Bermudez and Juliana Gonzalez. Today we want to talk to you about cultural appropriation and cultural globalization, concepts, advantages, disadvantages, and much more.
Hello to everyone, my name is Karen. Welcome to this podcast. Today, alongside my friend Juliana, we are going to learn about cultural appropriation and cultural globalization. We are going to give you the definition of both, some examples, and finally, the risks that each of them has. So, what is cultural appropriation? Cultural appropriation is when members of a dominant culture adopt elements from a minority culture without understanding their meaning or context, often trivializing or exploiting those elements. For example, wearing ethnic customs for parties without understanding their cultural significance, it's a way of cultural appropriation. Or, for example, wearing a Native American headdress as a costume at a music festival without understanding its sacred significance in Native American cultures can be another way of cultural appropriation. Another example of this are the kimonos. That is a traditional Japanese garment. When someone wears this as a fashion statement without understanding its cultural significance or the proper occasion for its wear in Japanese culture, it's another way of cultural appropriation. And I will conclude by discussing the risks associated with cultural appropriation to then pass the floor to my friend Juliana to talk about cultural globalization. So, the risks are distortion and trivialization, that is, when cultural meanings are simplified or disrespected. We have the second one, that is perpetuation of stereotypes. These stereotypes are about minority culture are reinforced. The next is economic exploitation. Cultural elements are used for profit without benefiting the originating communities. And the last one is loss of identity. So, minority communities and cultural expressions are reduced to mere fashion or entertainment for the dominant culture. Thank you so much. Then my friend is going to continue.
Okay, well, let's start. What is cultural globalization? Cultural globalization occurs when any cultural aspect expands globally. Cultural globalization refers to the transmission of ideas, meanings, and values around the world in such a way that they extend and intensify social relationships. It's something like sharing the way of life. It is something that is found all over the world. For example, technology was passed from country to country through cultural globalization. It was shared through different people in the world. Even companies like Coca-Cola, Nescafé, Avon, Pepsi, Kellogg's become globally recognized companies thanks to globalization. You can find the products of these companies anywhere in the world. This has advantages and disadvantages. Through cultural globalization, you can learn new customs, new ideas, even a new language. But we can't forget our own customs. For example, in Mexico, celebrations such as Halloween, St. Patrick's Day, or Thanksgiving Day make Mexicans forget to celebrate their own festivities, such as Independence Day, the day of the Battle of Puebla, even until the day of death. Cultural globalization leaves positive things, but we must not forget our own traditions. Remember that.